I'm standing there, my jaw's dropped halfway to Australia, and she's going, "Oh, will you make us some Horlicks and toast like you used to, Mother?" And then she's off up the stairs to her old room. Well, I made her Horlicks and a toast, took her up to her. She's got herself into bed, sitting there propped up with 2 pillows, reading her old Beano annuals. "Oh, I love you, Mother," she's going. "Oh, I should never have gone to live with that cow in the first place. Oh, Mother, you haven't put enough sugar in the Horlicks. Will you get us another spoon?" Well, I go downstairs, I got the sugar, took it up to her, stirred it up for her, and she's going, "Oh, we're going to town on Saturday, shall we, Mother? Do a bit of shopping, eh, Mother? Just you and me." And the point is, I'm nodded. Do you think in back 10 minutes, I've gone straight into being auto-mother. She's got me strung around like R2 bleeding D2. Well, it was when she asked me to bring the television upstairs for her at the end. Instead of going back downstairs, I sat on the edge of the bed and I said, "Melandra, I'm really pleased you've come back home because I've missed you." Now, I've never said that before, or whinged or whined, because, well, I believe kids got to have their own lives. But there's many a time, you know, many a time I would have loved to have sat down with you and had a talk. You know, gone to town with you, had a meal, shared a laugh. Not as your mother, but as another human being. But I couldn't, because you had your own life, your own friends, your own interests, none of it to do with me. "Well, we'll be able to do that now," she said, "because I've come back home." "And that's fantastic," I said to her. "And you couldn't have picked a better time. It'll be a great help having you here to look after your father." This look came over her face. "What's wrong with him?" she said. "There's nothing wrong with him," I assured her, "but, you know, with me not being here, with me and Jane going to Greece tomorrow, well, it was like her hot water bottle had sprung a leak." "What?" she said. "Yes," I said, "I'm going to Greece for a fortnight." "You? Going to Greece? What for?" "For 2 weeks," I said. Well, she flounced us out of the bed. "You and that Jane won't go to Greece. And what's my father had to say about that?" Well, when I said I hadn't told him, she went mental. She started getting dressed. "Well, I think it's a disgrace," she's going. "2 middle-aged women on their own going to Greece. I think it's disgusting." And then she's off down the stairs on the phone to Shan Louise, telling her she's coming back to the flat. Well, I just stood there in the bedroom, and it suddenly struck me, you know. Here's saying it was disgusting. She was jumping to the same conclusions her father would. She thinks I'm going off on some grab-a-granny fortnight. Well, the more I thought about it, the more wild I got. I was going to go downstairs, give her a piece of my mind, but I heard the front door slam. So I went to the window, and there she is, loaded all the things into a taxi. Well, I flung the window open, and I shouted, "That's right, Melandra, I'm going to Greece for the sex. Sex for breakfast, sex for dinner, sex for tea, and sex for supper." Well, of course, she just ignored me, but this little taxi driver... he pops his head out the window and he goes, "That sounds like a marvellous diet, love." "It is," I yelled back. "Have you never heard of it? It's called the X-Plan." Well, Melandra just slammed the taxi door and off they went down the street. I just sat there in a bedroom for I was livid at first, but when I calmed down, I felt like a real fool. I mean, all I could think about was Melandra going, "You, get to Greece, what for?" Kids, they can't all destroy your confidence, can't they? I mean, for 3 weeks, I've been telling myself I could do it, that I'd be all right, I'd be able to go, be able to enjoy myself. I'd even managed to convince myself that I wasn't really that old, that my belly was quite flat for a woman who'd had 2 kids, and my stretch marks wouldn't really be noticeable to anybody but me. I'd even let that sales girl in C&A sell me a bikini. But sitting there on Melandra's bed after she'd said that, I suddenly had thighs that were thicker than the pillars in the Parthenon. Me stretch marks were as big as tire marks on the M6. And instead of going to Greece, I should be taking out membership at the Pensioners Club. I just sat there in a bedroom and I thought, maybe Melandra's right. "You get me, love." I mean, maybe she's right, maybe figured it's pathetic. What am I going for? Might be easier not to go, to stay here, where I'm safe, where there's no risk. But for 3 weeks, I've been building up this marvellous picture of what I'd be like with the sun on me and the ocean everywhere. But after she'd said that, I couldn't get the picture back into my mind. You know, I couldn't bring back the feelings I'd had. I just sat there on her bed thinking, Shirley, you're one silly bitch. You're just another stupid woman who thinks she can have adventure when the time for adventures is over. What for? I kept asking myself. I thought about the bikini and all. I felt ashamed. I felt embarrassed at my own stupidity and let myself believe it could be possible. Like, what for? I kept asking myself. What are you going for? And of course, the truth of the matter was, I was going for the excitement of not knowing. You know, of not knowing where it was going or what would happen. Not knowing what the place would be like or look like. Not knowing the foreign language I'd hear. Not knowing for the first time since I could remember what the days would hold for me. The excitement of something that was foreign to me. The excitement of jumping off our roof. Oh, but after she'd said that, it was like she caught me, you know, up on the roof just as I was about to jump, and she shouted, "Hey you break your bloody neck, get down off there, don't be so stupid." Oh, and in that moment I hesitated. In that moment, I saw how big the drop was, you know, how hard the ground was, and how fragile my bones were, and I realised I was too old for jumping off the roof.